Oh, goodness. Hello, and how is everyone doing this evening? We have our standard ghost mode here that we're going to have to fix. I spent some time looking into this, and I can't figure out how to get my software to stop resetting my settings. How is everybody doing today? I am super excited to get into Autumn Oaks finally. This is a map that I have been trying to get a video out for almost a full week now. So we're getting everything set up here. We have had a series of unfortunate events here, getting everything going the last week. We were a little under the weather for a few days. And then we lost power for multiple days. We had some really bad storms here in southern Michigan. And so I spent almost 2 full days working on the house while we had no power. There's not really a good time to shut the power off in the house for a full day. So I took the opportunity to finally install my generator transfer switch properly and do some things like that it's handy to have the power off. And honestly, we kind of wanted the generator running and powering all the stuff in the house. So it was a win-win situation since it all had to be off anyway. And so we're all back up and running here. And I spent a good chunk of the day kind of getting caught up on things and getting everything set up. So hopefully everyone is looking forward to this as much as I am. So I apologize. We were getting things set up behind the scenes here still. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. And I will get all caught up on chat here while we drive around. So let's see. Oh my goodness. We've got a super chat from Road Warrior 13. Appreciate it, sir. Very much. I am doing good. We're staying safe. I managed not to electrocute myself dealing with the generator. It's always a bonus. I should mention probably my dad is a master electrician after he got out of the Army. So I picked up a thing or two from him. And actually, it's funny, earlier in the year, I'd called him and gotten all the advice on what I need to do to hook the generator up. I just didn't get around to it before we needed it. So, Godly Devils in the chat, welcome to the stream, buddy. Looks like we got J. Joe Billy Bob in here too. Shaolin Riviera, welcome to the stream. Old Man Jeb's in here. Let's see, who else did I miss up here? Charles Siders, welcome to the stream, man. And we got a good amount of our moderators in here today as well. Oh, we've got Gaddy Town Gaming in here from the members. We've got Julian here, Faber Farming, welcome, man. Living on a Player's in here. Dairy Deer's in here. I have to give Carpet Farmer / Dairy Deer super props for tonight. He's been teaching me how to dairy farm in the background. So I've been pestering him, picking his brain on Discord here for a while. So it's been very helpful to have somebody who actually knows how to do all this stuff in real life to kind of leverage here just a little bit. And so I'm hoping that these are strapped down. I don't see any straps. Let's jump out here for just a second. Oh, that's not F1. And let's just see if I can figure out if there's straps. I'm not seeing straps. All right, we're going to just take it slow. So we've got no sound. Thank you. No vehicle sounds. Like, there we go. Still no sound. One moment. Thank you for pointing that out. The little things that I wouldn't necessarily notice. And let's see here. Stream output sound. System sound should be going to system. And boom, let's try this. Let's see if it works, folks. We don't want to go the whole time without sound. I've got sound here, but not down there. Boom. All right. Still no sound. I can see the sound bar here on my display, and it's not working. Let's try one more time. Jack Adams, welcome to the supporters. Appreciate your support. Hit me up on Discord after the stream, and we'll make sure we get you into the members section. I am checking just another thing here. Let's try this. Stream, apply, okay. Back into the game. No sound. Well, that's going to be a really unfortunate way to start the game because we've got some awesome sounds here. Let's try. Ooh, that's giving me both sounds. 1 second. Tyson, Diniz, welcome, man. I know you're working. Hopefully you get a chance to check this out later. Boom. That gets rid of the echo. Why do we not have sound? All right, we're going to have to shut down. We're going to have to shut down the game. This happens occasionally. I do apologize. We're going to save it before we quit, though. Every once in a while, FS19, believe it or not, has issues. So I do apologize. I thought this was all working when we started the stream. Oh, Jack, it probably just lets me know when you resubscribe in the chat there, so appreciate you still, man. All right, so we have quit out of the game. We're going to start it back up here, and we should hear the sound any moment now. Because I definitely know OBS is not picking up the game sound because I have a little green bar here. And Old Man Jeb, no, this is not the F350 from the in-game mod hub. I'll talk about that one in just a second. All right, here we are. We're in the game. We're going to launch the game. If we jump over here. You guys still aren't picking up the sound, are you? All right, let's just do this. If I switch over here, we'll load it up. Should be on there when we get in here. ArcZ Gaming, good to see you, man. We're having minor technical difficulties getting things started off here. We're hoping this is going to work. I know I am getting behind on chat. I had this all set up ahead of the stream. It was all good to go. And then you hit that go live button and everything falls apart. All right. Let's see here. I'm just going to start up a random tractor. Now I have no game sound. Why is that? Nobody has game sound. I know why that is. Here we go. Now we have game sound. Perfect. All right, sorry about that, folks. I, as usual, am not the smartest person. So, we're doing good here. We're all set up. You guys should hear a nice rumbly diesel engine here. And we're gonna take off here. So I thought we would get set up here and drive back up to the farm here. Hopefully the stuff stays on the trailer. It doesn't look like it's strapped down, but we'll see. Scott, Leon, appreciate the super chat there, man. So we've got a bunch of new mods, and there's the buzzer. I thought I disabled that by messing with my sound, but it's still there. We're good to go. So, now that we're done having technical difficulties, I can unfluster myself. So we got a bunch of new mods to show off here in this series, at least new to me mods, but this one right here is something that hasn't been released yet. This is a Ford F-350 Super Duty that Jonathan DuBois over on the map creator, that DuBois Farms, that I did a video on not too long ago. He was kind enough to send over an early release of this mod for me to try out, do some testing for him. He does plan to release this when he's done with it, so we are giving it a shot, and so far I have to say I absolutely love it. It's a great looking mod, it's a great sounding mod, and so we're going to put it through its paces in this series. I thought that this would be a good place to try it out since we're running kind of a small to medium-sized farm here, and I had need of a fifth wheel. So it's an awesome little truck. Well, it's an awesome big truck, I should say. And my pallets are definitely not strapped down right now, so I'm trying really hard not to dump it out. Exactly, Derry. I am normally more of a Chevy guy, but you can't pass up such a beautiful truck like this. So let's get caught up. I apologize, I'm declaring bankruptcy on chat at this point, but I will try and keep up from here. And so I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd here. Toby, Neal, welcome to the stream. I think this is a 350 that I've got, but there's a 450 option, so you can switch it between 350, 450. I'm not a Ford guy, so I can't really tell you what the difference is. But it is a nice truck. Moritz Farm, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you as always. Not NA, good to see ya. It is 2 a.m. in the UK. Wow, that's a late one for you there. Road Warrior 13, appreciate that super chat again. And this is a, oh, we lost a pallet. This is a early access to a map, so it's going to be public here, but Diniz Farms is still working on a few things. And so we're going to be testing it out here for him. So we're kind of one of the early access views here. He handed it out to a handful of people, and we're going to be putting it through its paces here. And so we're just going to get this fixed here since my truck was not kind enough to have straps. We're going to have to find a better trailer, but I'm not going to try and pick up a pallet that's upside down here with a fork. And we're just going to put this over here for now. We're going to unload this here in a minute, so we'll probably just leave it here before we cause any more problems. But we're going to need this. Does that count for a crash counter? Absolutely it does. That reminds me, I got to turn the crash counter on. So it's been crazy here just seeing how much there is to do on Autumn Oaks here. It's a crazy map, and there's always a lot going on here. And so we're going to be doing a little bit of a farm tour, I think, today, and looking at what we've got going on. So I'm going to turn on flight mode just to make life easier to kind of get around the map and get around some of our equipment here real quick. Fallen Oak Farms, welcome to the stream. Randy Pepler, good to see you, man. We're a full house tonight from a member's perspective. So let's take a quick look at the map here for those that haven't seen everything that's going on this map. And so this is a 1X map. It's a map that had been released in FS17, and then it came out in FS19 a while ago, like years ago now. It was pretty early. I actually did a time-lapse series on this map, 2 of them, I think. And now Diniz Farms is adding his patented Diniz Farms map enhancement stuff to this map, which really overhauls how animals work, specifically cows, dairy, and cattle in general, and then adds a few other unique features to the map. So we've got a few cool things with this map. What I like is that the farms are all kind of already set up. So you've got the main farm that we're going to be running, and then you've got a couple of other farms here. I think one of these is a small dairy farm, and then this is just a cattle farm. You have an arable farm, and then I think this is also just a small arable farm, like kind of a ranch type setup. And then you've got a bunch of fields that you can buy. And so we're going to go with this main farm because it's got all the really cool features. And what I like about this is before we even start out, you can see all these different pastures. I did go ahead and buy a few cows and stuff, all these different barns. If we bring up the seasons menu here and go into our animals, you can see just on this main barn, you've got a big pasture area. You've got a tie stall barn, which is this barn right here by all of the silos. The tie stalls are in there. You've got calf pens right here in the back of this barn area. You've got a heifer barn, which is down over here. And then we've got a steer barn way over here in the corner. And then you've also, whoops, wrong button. You've got the big freestall barn area, which is this large structure right here. And so we're going to have a lot of cows here. We are going to run the dairy. And so we've already got a number of heifers out here in the pasture grazing. And so I've been spending some time understanding how dairy cows work with seasons. And then I have found out that Diniz Farms has modified some things and made it so that your cows are actually going to mature after 1 year old and begin the breeding process or the artificial insemination process at 1 year instead of waiting for 2 years, like is standard, I think, in Farm Sim or with seasons at least. And so we're going to go and be getting into all of this. You'll also notice all these different feed types and stuff. So we do have the Maize Plus stuff on here. However, it's all been modified to work with the enhancements that Diniz Farms has done. So we're going to be playing with that. I'm not going to try and explain how all this works because I've been going back and forth with Diniz for the entire day pretty much, learning how this works myself. And so I've got a good idea of what crops I need to plant, and we're going to be diving into that. And so we are going to try and get to a point where we're running slurry for most of our fertilizer. But since we're starting off here, we're going to have to do some of that ourselves. You can see we do have precision farming on here. I have not uncovered the whole map. We only uncovered our fields here. And so we're going to have pretty good soil types here on our part of the field. I guess for the purposes of demonstration, we could just do all of this real quick. And so you can see fairly... it does have a custom soil map, and that soil map is pretty good. So not a lot of bad fields here. It's pretty much loam soil across the bulk of the map. Scorpion's Edge, how you doing, man? Good to see ya. Yeah, Pleasant View Farms, definitely going to reach out. Dairy was handy for me today to get a hold of and kind of ask some questions about North American dairy farming here. So continuing our equipment tour here, we do have this manure spreader here as well with the diamond treads. So we're definitely going to be trying that out. That was another mod that I came across here that felt very appropriate. I've seen these diamond treaded manure spreaders around. We do have from Polycount Taz the new W200 series mower, so we're going to be putting that thing through its paces as well. Finally got a map we can use that on. And again, these silos, everything in here uses Global Company. And so we've got these fermenting silos available to us. I did a little bit of testing off camera, so we might see just a wagon or so of different things in some of these fermenting silos. And so we're still learning how we're doing that. Julian, you might be a dairy farmer, but I don't know if you're if farming in the Netherlands quite matches up with farming in North America. There's tends to be some differences. Moritz Farms, you're happy to see me doing a dairy. I am excited as well. It's got all kinds of cool mechanics in here. I also have this nice old 4020 with the year-round cab. I couldn't pass up having an old tractor on here, so it's going to run our mixing wagon for us. And if we come over here, we got a couple of bins to store some grain. We don't need a lot of grain on the farm, but we will need some corn and different things. So depending on what we need, we've got these, and these are set up again with Global Company. They've got big fans in them, so they're going to act as a corn dryer as necessary. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do have this gator here because this gator pack has been modified to allow me to do some things with the cows and stuff, so I can actually load a single cow up into the back of this to move it around and stuff. As opposed to using something larger if I need to move, say, one, pregnant cow into the barn here or something, into the calf pens. We do have a cattle trailer for moving multiple cows around on the farm. We're going to give this Bobcat 863 a try. So we've got a little bit of yard work and stuff that we'll need to do, scooping up some manure and stuff like that. So this is going to be, really exciting for me. And we've got a little, oh my goodness, camera jumped on me. We got a little, I'll say a utility or a yard tractor here so that we can do some chores with the front loader on it. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to need it for, but I feel like with a dairy farm, you always have something you're going to need a front loader to do. Maybe move some bales around and stuff, so I'm really excited. And then we've got a few other cool mods in here. And we've got an older style 8R here. This is the one from JHHG Modding. And so we're going to be using this as kind of our workhorse tractor here. And then I've got a smaller 7810, which we're going to use for some miscellaneous thing. It's going to be our sprayer tractor. We got this awesome 3-point sprayer that we're going to be using. We've got some Demco tanks. We've got a nice little seeder here that actually has the fertilizer tanks on the back appropriately. And we couldn't pass up running the split row Kinsey 3600 here. And this is going to be awesome because one of the features of this map is the narrow soybean setup. And so essentially you can plant soybeans on 15-inch rows. And so that's going to be really exciting. We're going to be trying that out here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Gaddy, never moved them with a gator before. Yeah, that was kind of my reaction, but that was Diniz Farms actually recommended that one to me to be able to move a single cow at a time, kind of like just getting, one like a calf or something and, moving it from one pen to the other. And so it'll be kind of handy for that. And let's see. So we've only showed off half of our equipment so far. Let's actually jump in this little utility tractor, and we're going to go drive down to the other side of the farm here. And yeah, Gaddy, that's going to be one of the things for me to get used to is referring to the bovine animals in their appropriate stages, right? So you've got calves, you got heifers, and you got cows. So having not spent a lot of time on a dairy farm, I'm going to take a little bit of getting used to make sure I'm using the right terminology. So we've got a couple of good forage wagons here that we're going to be using. We've got a small ripper here for the corn ground and stuff as needed. We've got a VT tool for everything else when we need to do some seed bed prep. I've got a small square baler right now for straw and hay because we are going to be able to store our square bales up in the, what do you call it, the rafters here. the hayloft. So if we come over here real quick for a second, the top of this barn is a hayloft. You can't actually go up in there, but if you bring the bales right here in front of this door, they'll go up in the hayloft. And then if I run back in here and come to this little ladder, I can quote unquote go up into the hayloft, and you can see I have a square bale storage for hay and straw right here. So I'm going to be able to store a whole bunch of bales up in the top of this barn, which is super awesome. And so we're going to be doing small squares, and hopefully that's going to work with that bale storage. We'll find out. If not, we'll make a small edit to the map. I'm sure Diniz Farms won't be offended. And so we've got, on top of our baling setup, we've got a couple of gravity wagons for hauling the little bit of corn that we'll be doing. And we'll be using the pull-behind forage pickup and corn chopper here to fill these boxes for the time being. So I am excited. We've got all kinds of new toys to play with here. Ryan Orange, do the cows move? I'll answer is sort of. So the cows move in 2 spots on the map. This is something that Diniz Farms, or I should say 2 spots on this farm. And so if we park here and get out and walk, you can see the cows in this pen will walk around and move. You can see they're eating here. He's got his head through the wall, but other than that, and then the cows in the pasture are all animated and going to be moving around. And so that's working really well. The areas where cows are static is because the nav meshes are way too small and it causes issues with the game. And so Diniz Farms has opted to have static cows inside of the barns. So inside this barn, they're going to be static. And then inside of the main barn over here, they're also going to be static. Ryan Lunt, this is not yet released. It will be public and released soon. I am acting as one of the testers for Diniz Farms. He's had a number of people testing this map for a while, and then he sent it out to me and a couple of other content creators to put it through its paces as well and start showing it off because he is getting closer to release. So yeah, inside of the barns here, all of the cows in the tie stalls and stuff are static. So I think that's probably fine. It makes sense to me. And the reasoning why these can't be animated makes sense to me as well. So I'm happy with the ones that are outside working well. Nuggy, it's good to see you. They move. That's nice. All right, Road Warrior 13, appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate the donation as well. So let's grab our utility tractor here. Let's not leave it sitting out here, and let's get up to the farm. I forgot I left it somewhere. So we're going to be doing mostly dairy here. We might end up with a little bit of grain. We'll see how much of our fields we need to actually support our farm here. We're going to start with 20 cows, 22 cows, I guess. I bought 20 in the past year here. I had 2 left over from previous testing. So we're going to start with 22 cows. I think the main barn here holds 150. And so we got lots of room to expand our herd. I just didn't want to overdo it. Plus, we don't actually have the stuff to feed our cows at the moment. We've got just a little bit of stuff that I was testing with to see what went where, but not enough to feed a whole dairy operation. So we got to get growing some crops here. We are going to play with 9-day seasons here. I think I have usually play with 6, but I felt with everything going on with the dairy, 9 might give me a little bit more time. So yeah, the freestall barn is for milking cows. Thomas, this will not come out for console. Francisco, when you try and plant with seasons and precision farming both on, it doesn't let you plant. I have no idea what would cause that. Because I've been planting with precision farming and seasons in pretty much all of my series. So that's a smidge loud. Let's see if we can adjust our game volume down ever so slightly. We're going to go down to about there and see what happens. Ryan, yeah, he's got the cows moving in all the big areas. It's a limitation of the game to have them animated in the smaller areas. So another mod out of my normal lineup that didn't make the cut was manual attach. A bunch of the mods that I'm using just didn't quite work well with manual attach. So we're going to get this all set up. One of the things that we're going to do is jump right into planting season here. And we're going to try and get this guy going. Oh my goodness, I was watching the door frame, not the front of the 8R. Oh goodness, I thought I was nice and out of the way here. What was the hay mower, Ryan? It was the new W200 series from Polycount Taz, or Polycount Modding. Taz had sent that over, and I think it's officially released now, so. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fill this up with seeds, and we got to get right into planting our triticale here. If I bring up the map, we've got these 4 long windy sections that we need to plant, and then I have 2 fields over here and a 3rd field here. And so I haven't figured out exactly everything that I need to plant, except I know we need some triticale and some alfalfa for haylage. And if I look at the planting calendar, we have to get that all done here in the mid-spring time frame, especially if we want to mow that before we get into the end of the early summer here, because we want to be able to double crop our soybeans and possibly so. And yeah, so we're gonna do this in the what do you call it? In some of those contour fields. And I'm gonna go ahead. I know I'm gonna be using a little bit of fertilizer here with precision farming, so I'm gonna try and load these ones up in the front, but maybe not. There we go. The Seasons Geo is built into the map, Owen, because there's custom crops and a bunch of other things. So Diniz Farms built his own Geo right into the map for us. And I missed one. Where did I find the cedar? That's a great question. I want to say it's on one of the popular sites, either Yes Mods or Mod Network. I can't recall. The tractor is definitely on Mod Network. This is something that Diniz Farms released, actually. So I'm using a lot of Diniz Farms mods in this series. It works out really well. And Pleasant View Farms, you released a video on cutting oats here. I finally got a chance to watch it today. I didn't have power for the last several days. I love the real life farming videos. For those that don't know, Pleasant View Farms has been a community member for a while, and he started a YouTube channel posting real life farming videos. It's been awesome to watch. So we're gonna take this down here, and I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, so that's going to be, it's going to be a forage crop here for us, Toby. We're going to cut this while it's still green and then turn it into haylage, essentially. So I think we're going to mow it and then pick it up with the forage, the pull-behind forage chopper, forage harvester. And I think what I want to do is plant this cornfield, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm in completely the wrong spot for this. We're going to follow this down, and we're going to start at the end of it. And so we're going to head right on down here. Jacob, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, Ryan, we're getting there. The channel's been growing slow but steady. We haven't, it hasn't done well that I've been missing for almost 3 weeks out of the last 30 days. So we're getting back into the swing of it. If my power could stay on, that would help a lot. All right, so here we go. We're gonna swing out onto the road here for just a second, get our flashers on. We are a wide setup here. Barely make it down the road with these telephone poles. There's nowhere to go off into the ditch. And then we're really gonna hope that this no-till option works here. And actually, I forgot to check if this is one of our fields that requires plowing. It does not, ironically, even though it's the cornfield. And so we're gonna put our stuff right in here. Let's see if I can actually get lined up a little bit better. And these fields are deceptively large. Here we go. Something's not right. Where are you going? Stop. Hello, folks. Why is my tractor not stopping? The steering wheel pedals are, stuck. Something's wrong. Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to stop and it won't stop. Maybe my controls are messed up. Let's take a look here. Where's accelerate? Did I miss it? Something's definitely messed up though. It's like it's on a helper mode or something. What is going on? I can't turn it off. It's definitely on a helper. There we go. My goodness. It's always something with this. GPS is turned off, so it shouldn't cause any problems. I don't know why pushing my pedal down caused the helper to start, but it's always something here. And now we've got it. All right. Am I driving? I'm driving. Woo! Possessed tractor. I don't know what happened. So we're gonna go ahead and get these things planted here. Let's see if we can put the cruise control on, open up some menus. We are on auto mode. I suspect that this is one of those high nitrogen required crop types. And we'll get this going here. So the plan, if we can drive straight here, is I think to put this triticale in field 27 here, and then probably alfalfa in field 28, and see where that goes. And then we'll put some corn and soybeans in some of these other fields because we're going to need both. We need soybean meal and cracked corn for our feed. So definitely going to be getting those in different fields. I think I can double crop with this and put soybeans in after we get done with the haylage on this. So that's what I am hoping for. You need to get the enhanced fruit destruction mod. It destroys corn and soybean stubble when you drive over it. Yeah, a lot of the maps that I've been playing on have been doing that, so I've gotten out of the habit of looking for mods like that. Oh, I didn't go back down fast enough. Oh well. If Jimmy cracked corn, would I care? Nice. I haven't heard that song in forever. And so one of the things I was saying before all the messing around with the possessed tractor is that these fields are, while narrow strips here, deceptively long. And so they're quite decent-sized fields, actually. I am not using the realistic seed types mod at the moment. Happy to see you're not the only one with weird problems. Yeah, Julian, it's always something, especially when you live stream. It's little things like that. That would have probably made a great blooper reel, though, the possessed tractor. But little things like that that you can't get around when you're live streaming. To make it more American, I need that 90s country on the radio. Exactly. That's definitely what I was listening to back in the day. I'm really curious to see how well the 15-inch row soybeans is going to work out. That's something that I'm excited to give a try to. And so when we get around to putting beans in here, which I think is going to be my double crop after we cut this field, we'll be putting beans back in here, but we'll also be putting beans in one of these other fields, I suspect. And one of the things that I'm thinking of is needing to plow a few of our fields. So maybe when we get to the road here, we'll take a pause for a second, and I'm going to jump over, and we're going to get a worker started on one of these other fields here, because I can't have a hired worker do a field like this. In fact, I don't think Courseplay could even do this. Fishing and Mudding Gaming, appreciate the, or Fishing and Mudding, apologies, no gaming there. Appreciate the $1 super chat there, sir. Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. I wasn't sure if the arms worked or not, so we're going to put it out there, although my problem with it is it doesn't tend to actually work very good, especially when you're driving on curved fields. But it's something we can definitely toss down here and see how it works. Yeah, with YouTube, definitely can't pull that off. On Twitch, people do it, but you're not supposed to, and they're going to start cracking down on that pretty soon, is the rumor. Because I used to stream on Twitch back in the day, so. Love the video. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, Brady. Corn Belt Farmer, appreciated as well. I'm definitely looking forward to getting into some of the videos on this map as well. We've got a ton of field work here to do to get started, so I thought, well, why not just get going here with a live stream since it's been so long. But we're going to be putting out some videos on this map as well here in the next couple of days for sure. What's this tractor look like on the inside? Great question. Let me get off the road here. And if we go in cab here, we've got actually a pretty nice looking cab. One of the things that I like in this cab over some of them is you sit a little bit farther forward. In fact, if I get rid of my HUD, so your view's a little bit different, but it's got really nice detail in here. We're gonna back this thing up and get it set up to take back off here in a second. And we're gonna just shut this down for 1 second and jump back up into the yard and get our big tractor going on a bit of tillage here. Because if I don't get this started, we're not gonna get all of our stuff going. Farming and mudding, appreciate the $1 again, and have a good night. Cody Cunduff, morning. Good to see you, sir. I saw you were in the before the stream. I didn't get a chance to say howdy, so glad to see you. And then this is also just a great looking tractor. This is the 8R by JHHG Modding. I can't recall if I look here in the garage. It doesn't say, but it's the earlier year version of the mod. There's a couple of versions of this, and this is the one that's a little bit earlier, I think. And so we're going to go ahead and grab this little, I don't know what it is, 12, 13-foot ripper. I didn't want to get something too big because then I'd have to get a bigger tractor. And so we're going semi-modern with our equipment here. And so I thought this would work out well for us. And I know this big field right here needs to get plowed, so we're going to have Courseplay take care of this one for us. And the only thing with this mod that I've noticed is that Courseplay doesn't detect its width properly. So it's a 3.8 meter here. Meatball, good to see ya. So I'm going to, whoops, figure out where my HUD is. Maybe not. There's my HUD. And we're going to go ahead and set up a course here. I think we're going to do something like 6 headland passes because we've got a little bit of problems with this being a really narrow implement. And then I'm pretty sure I said this was a... Did I say 3.8 or 4.8? I think I said 3.8. We're going to skip rows. And we're going to just double check the width on this thing one more time. 3.8, I got it. And I'm not a big fan of having to go to the other end of the field just to get started, so let's select a position on the map. And I'll just say right here. And see what that does. Nope. Eventually, Courseplay will give me a good starting point. There we go. Away we go. The newest version of this mod requires simple IC off the top of your head. I don't know, but I don't recall if there's a version without IAC or not. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. The steering wheel is not tipped back. We might need to check that out at some later point here. But the worker seems to be able to handle it, so we're happy enough with that. Mangus Farms, how you doing, man? All right, so we're going to let this go. I just want to get to the end row here and make sure it's going to turn around. Oh no, I have the Rocky Fields mod turned on here, so we picked up a rock plowing here, and it's stuck. It didn't pop out the back of the plow here like it's supposed to. Oh no. Hopefully when we turn around here, it's going to drop it off. There we go. So we do have Rocky Fields turned on right now. We're going to test that out a little bit here too and see how that goes. And I've got one other setting that I always forget that we need to make in here is when to raise implements late, when to lower early. There we go. Good deal. So this guy looks like he's going to go. He's going to take an hour to do this. We shouldn't have to do a lot of plowing on our dairy farm here, just the corn ground when we do it. So we're going to let that go. But yeah, so this is the new Rocky Fields mod by Thundar Modding. I did a video on this recently. This mod is released. You just have to join Thundar's Discord server. You can check out the Rocky Fields video that I did a week or two ago. If you're looking for a link to his Discord server, but he did open it up, so it's available to the public now. And we'll have to figure out what we're going to do about picking up these rocks here a little bit later. We've got some things in the works, some different mods to try out. And so we've got that plow going. We're going to run back over here and get back to seeding this field, because we got to get all of our stuff seeded here before we run out of days. Even on 9-day seasons, I feel like we've got a lot of work to get done in the next couple of days here on this farm. So we're going to try and get this field seeded here. Oh, we're not quite getting to the edge there. I feel like we're really close to the edge of the road. I'm not overly excited about running my seeder onto the road gravel there. But we'll get a little bit closer, I suppose. There we go. Toby, you're saying I need some more weight on the 8R. Normally I fill up the front weights. I changed the configuration on a lot of my vehicles over the last little bit, and for whatever reason, some of the configuration changes on vehicles don't always stay when you go into the garage and you make changes. So I'm always forgetting to double check that every little setting that I had on there originally is still on there. Let's see if we can follow this plow line. Looks like that's doing all right. Get rid of this ugly HUD for a bit. And we've got some nice bouncing here. The camera's definitely hooked up to some part of the tractor here. I think the seat's moving about a bit. Is this truck, when it is done testing, going to be released to console? I highly doubt that the pickup truck that I'm using is going to be a console release. I know that it's planned to be released publicly, but from what I know of the other maps that he's released, the maps and mods, I don't think he has plans of doing console at this time. Carpet Farmer Dairy, it's always good to see you in the stream, man. Appreciate you swinging by, and appreciate all the support this week. So we're definitely doing good here on the seeding, and following this line. We're about to run out of line though, so we're gonna switch to our external view here. Oh, and I forgot to put the arm down. Well, there we go. We'll do it now. We'll have a half a line the other way now. Go down. There we go. The arm didn't want to go back down. All right. Moritz Farm, it's always good to see you. Have a good one. Brian, FS22 is going to have mods for snow. I don't know. I mean, I know they've got seasons going into the base game, and they're going to have snow in base games, so I'm curious what kinds of equipment they'll have to deal with that. Ooh, I'm going to butcher your name, Roostergaard. Greetings from Denmark. We've got quite a few members in the community from Denmark. Appreciate you being a part of the community, watching the videos. We're having quite a summer here, lots of things going on, but hopefully the rate of content picks back up here over the next several days. Toby, there's a reason why you don't want me coming out into your farm and driving equipment. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be much better. Although, I have to say, the seeder's going like 11 miles an hour. Maybe you can do that in real life, but I feel like I'd be going a little bit slower. Alright, we're gonna swing this in and pick up these little bits, because it's gonna bug me that I missed a big spot, even if it is a headland. We're gonna get these little spots like that. Give me a little bit. Maximo, all the way from Argentina. Good to see you in the stream. I always love how many different spots we get viewers from. It always surprises me that my content appeals to so many people outside of North America, since I focus almost exclusively on North American style content. Make sure we actually lowered the seeder this time. Ryan, when do the kids go back to school? Not soon enough. The oldest actually got a job for the summer, which was a pleasant surprise, I'll say. And so he's a lifeguard for a couple of local pools. So he's actually not been around as much as he had been, but I think he and the little one go back in the beginning of September. So this will be my youngest's first foray into having school every day. It's a little bit more than a half day every day except Fridays, so not every day, 4 days a week. And so that'll be a big change for him to go to school almost every day. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun to see him get into school and having a little bit of quiet time in the house. I know my wife and I are both looking forward to being able to get some things done in peace during the day. Oops, that was not the raise button, that was the cab button. So, yeah, godly, exactly. I love my kids, but every once in a while, you just want a little bit of peace and quiet. And I forgot to put the arm down again. Not that I need it, because it's along the dirt, or the grass edge there, but it's always something. 16th of August. Oh, that's too early. I think ours go back like literally the first week of September. I could be wrong. Honestly, I haven't paid that much attention this year. Last year was so crazy with COVID and everything. They didn't go to school. They did virtual school, which was, you know, kind of a joke. And so I'm looking forward to everybody going back to school for real here. Oh, Nagi, you've got it set up. You can watch while you work instead of just listen. Very nice. Yours go back August 18th. Well, maybe I need to look. Maybe it's sooner than I think. Oh, we jumped a row here. We're going to have all kinds of little spots in the middle of this field that aren't well seeded. I will say, though, that I'm enjoying the extra saddle tanks here for my liquid fertilizer. We're using the precision farming method here to get all of our nitrogen down in one shot, just to make our lives a little bit easier this first year while we're kind of getting the field set up the way that we want. Like I said, the goal is with the cows is next year we should have enough manure and slurry to start using that to fertilize our fields for us. At least that's the hope here. Yeah, Ryan, I actually did lifeguard for a little bit when I was a teenager as well, so I was excited. He loves swimming. He's on the water polo team. He does the swimming competitions and stuff with the high school, and so I was excited to see him get a job as a lifeguard. It's, you know, something that he's passionate about swimming, and it kind of gets him in with that crowd a little bit more, and it pays decent. I was shocked. I mean, when I was his age, I was, you know, working my butt off at a local farm for minimum wage pretty much, and he's making well above minimum wage, so more power to him. Denmark, the kids go to school from the middle of August until the middle of June. That's not a big break there. I can't remember when our kids got off, but it was definitely before the middle of June. August 3rd, Ryan. That's early for school. I don't know. Maybe I'm just that out of touch, but I feel like we always start like right at the end of August, early September. Although I can't believe it's almost the end of July. Like, this year has just flown by. Almost missed it. We're not quite wide enough here, probably for my bad driving. It's almost the perfect width to do this in the right number of passes, though. There we go. There's somebody that starts in September. So the other thing that I've liked about this map so far is that the views are nice and the frame rates are decent. I haven't had a lot of frame rate problems, and there's a lot of buildings and trees and stuff on this map, so it tends to work out pretty good. It doesn't help with my driving, though, because I'm so easily distracted. Whoa, Brian Oxendine, sir, I appreciate you very much. Always with the super chat, always throwing me off my game. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome to the stream. Oh, we're gonna pick it up. We gotta get the little spot, right? I think we do. We're in the trees again. Here we go. All right, we got a lot of little spots here to clean up. Your kids can't believe it's the end of July already? Yeah, Scorpion. My oldest has definitely been complaining. Especially when we lost power for 2 days, you'd think the world had ended, because he's just like, you know, I don't get to play on the computer, I can't do anything. And then our power finally came back on a couple hours before bedtime yesterday for him, and we didn't have any internet all night, so I couldn't do any videos or anything or get the videos out because we didn't have any internet until, you know, some point today. So it's been pretty hilarious watching the kids just squirm without it. Oh my goodness. Faber Farming, Julian, I appreciate you. Love the map. Can't wait to start playing on it. Love the content. Well, I appreciate you, dude. You've been a supporter of the community here for as long as I've been around for the most part. So always appreciate you, sir. And for those that don't know, Julian's one of my moderators, Faber Farming. He's been here since, I think, my first 10 people on Discord, which I believe we're over 2,000 now. We're closing in on it pretty fast here. So he's been helping me out with a lot of things for a long time here. And he's also got his own YouTube channel for farming simulators, so definitely check him out. Yeah, we had 4 tornadoes in the southern Michigan area here on, was that Sunday night? I'm trying to remember. No, that would have been Saturday night. And so it was pretty crazy. One of them actually went through the town that we live near. So we live a little bit outside of the nearest town, and the tornado went kind of right on the outskirts of town, so lots of local damage. It's been pretty crazy. Oh my goodness. Too little, too late. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate the support. If you're on Discord, hit me up on Discord after the stream with a DM, and I will get you set up with all the members' roles on Discord and stuff. Super appreciate you. But back to my tornado story here, or storms, I guess. You know, we didn't see a tornado this time, but we did have really bad storms. Could barely see like 10 feet out the window. It was crazy. And we weren't at home though. We were over at some friend's house for dinner, and so it was one of those things where, you know, we're trying to figure out, like, should we go home? Should we wait for the storm? And so we waited, and then the power was out, and it was just crazy. So we just kind of sat there at our friend's house in the dark and waited for things to relax a bit. All right. So we have finished planting or seeding our first field here. The next field that we want to do is 28 with alfalfa. I guess I probably should have just turned the HUD on and checked to see how much stuff we had before we drove all the way back up to the farm, but my intent was to fill up on the what do you call it, on the liquid fertilizer here. I assumed we were going to need it, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit. That's okay. I'm not going to bother putting seed in just yet because I'm not sure. I don't want to hit our nice new truck here. I'm not sure how much seeding we're going to need to do. I know we're going to plant a lot of corn, and we're probably going to plant... Okay, we're not going to be able to turn this around, are we? We're going to have to move the truck. We're going to plant a lot of corn, and we're going to plant our short season... Or not our short season, our narrow row soybeans with the 15-inch row planter in there. So I don't want to put a bunch of seed in the seeder that we're not going to necessarily need. All right, let's do this. Ontario got rain the whole summertime. Yeah, it's been crazy. We went from being in a drought area to like flash floods and stuff. Like we were having flash flood warnings and all kinds of stuff going on. So it's just been one thing after another, it feels like, around here. Oh, looks like we are going to fill up our seed. Oh, well. Come on. Fill up the liquid fertilizer. I think it's the front tank. Oh, let's try this one more time. There we go. It's always confusing when the tanks aren't properly set up, so all of my attachments are overlapped right now, so when I tab through them, I don't know which one I'm on. Alright, let's back it up here. I'll get headed back out to the field and I'll catch up on chat here. We're falling behind again. Here we go. Oh, I've got pedals. I thought the pedals were what was messing me up earlier, so I've stopped using them. I'm like hunching over here. Favorite Farming, did you drop your YouTube link in the chat there for people? I know at least Justin was asking for a link to your YouTube channel. Where'd I go? So I'm behind on chat. I'm trying to catch back up here. You guys had some thunderstorms there tonight for like 5 seconds. Nice. Speaking of thunderstorms, while I was setting up on Autumn Oaks, I had my first ever thunderstorm in Farm Sim. I've never seen lightning in Farming Simulator, and so there was actual like lightning and thunder and stuff. It was really cool. I'd never seen that in all the time that I've played Farm Sim. I'd not seen lightning. I've seen it rain, but I'd never seen a lightning storm. So that was cool. Ryan, I did watch FarmCon. too little, too late. You turned me on to Mercer in Oklahoma along with some great mods and assistance with stupid issues you had. Glad to join. Well, we're glad to have you on the channel, sir. I drove past my road again. This is what happens when you read and drive. Let's get back on the road again. We're going to plant the alfalfa right next to the... I don't even know. Triticale? I can't remember how you pronounce it. And we're going to probably chop both of these. We're going to use the green mowing mod, and we're going to mow both of them and windrow them up and use the chopper on them because that's going to give us, at least in Farm Sim standards, good haylage. It's got lots of nutrients in it. I know, realistically, maybe you wouldn't refer to it as haylage, but yeah, we're going to chop both of those up and use it to feed the cows. And then this grass area in between each of the fields, we're going to mow and turn that into hay. That's going to get a lot of our animals through the winter with the hay, because we're only going to be feeding TMR to the cows. And so all the heifers are going to be getting hay. And so I don't know where we're going to end up here with the way Seasons is set up, but hopefully we'll have a whole bunch more cows here as we get going. We're only starting with 20, but the farm is set up to hold 150 milk cows, I think. And so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We're going to actually put our arm out here, maybe. Harvesting 257 bushel wheat on Nebraska lands. That seems a little bit off there, Cody. Farm Sim Freak, good to see you as always, man. We're doing a terrible job driving here. We're going to try and get back over next to the edge of the field. Nick, what am I most excited about in FS22? So, lots of things. I would say if I had to pick one single feature, I'm kind of excited to see how they're doing the gears. The gears on the tractors seemed interesting to me. It does look like we're getting Seasons. I did get into the Q&A with the devs after the session, and they confirmed that we're going to get different animal subtypes in FS22. So we're going to have different, like dairy versus beef cows or cattle in FS22 like we have in Seasons now. And so that was cool to get confirmation that those are going to work, because they haven't talked much about the animals yet. And then they also confirmed a few other things when I was in there. I'm trying to think what else they said. There's going to be different feed mechanics for the different kinds of food. At least not feed mechanics, but they're going to eat different amounts of food depending on if they're what stage they're in, if they're young, if they're old, etc. So it feels like they're going to do a lot of the things that we have in Seasons right out of the gate, which is cool. I mean, a lot of people are kind of like, well, it's just Seasons. We already have that mod in FS19, but for me, it's exciting because think about how many months we had to wait in FS19 until Seasons came out. And so for me, as a realistic game player, to be able to jump right into Seasons from day one is going to be awesome. So I can't wait. The fact that we're getting real grain bins with augers was a cool revelation. That was something that I think I actually saw on Diniz Farms' Discord server first, and then some people have been posting it a bunch of places. I think Derry actually posted it in ours. So that's cool. There's going to be augers and bins in FS22. And that's like, for me, the fact that they're bringing more American-style stuff to FS22 is awesome. It's just awesome. So, Sassy Farmer, welcome to the stream. It's good to see ya. When is the 4-year-old video? That's a good question. Between he was sick, I was sick, and then we've been busy this summer. I'm not sure when we'll get around to that, but hopefully at some point soon. We've got a lot of unique videos kind of in the works right now. I'm actually still trying to get my wife to come do a live stream one time, so we'll see. We're wearing her down. Dempco is an official brand. I mean, Dempco is in FS19 officially now, right? But knowing that that's continuing into FS22 is good. and that there's more mods coming is awesome. Brian, good to see ya. Happy Potato, good to see ya. Nick, this is a standard size map. It does have a number of farms on it, though. It's got 5 farms on it. So for a standard size map, it's laid out really well. Yeah, Toby, that's the one thing I'm waiting for, is to see how well they do with the American-style tractors. Like, am I going to be able to have U.S.-type equipment for everything, or am I going to be stuck with EU warning signs on half of my equipment? So that's, you know, I'm hoping, I'm optimistic based on what we've seen so far, that they're going to add U.S. and EU specializations for most of the equipment. And the build mode, let's not forget the build mode in general has gotten some major enhancements. The fact that I can see all the stuff I want to place right there on the screen, I don't have to keep going in and out of the menu. Oh my goodness. Build mode is going to be so much better in FS22. Oh, we're getting off our track. Yeah, Jason, the U.S. machinery, did I forget my arm again? Yeah, U.S. and Australian machinery is definitely more similar. There's a few differences, but I've definitely taken some of the Australian type equipment and used it when I couldn't find an American equivalent. Yeah, the only thing I think people are complaining about is the 3-day seasons, which, for me personally, if the weather works well, I'm not going to mind at all. I'm going to enjoy 3-day seasons, because I don't tend to do the crazy large-scale farms like a lot of people do. And so, you know, I'm not saying that it's not a valid concern. I'm just saying it's not going to affect me, so... Godly Devil, there is not an undo mode for the build mode. In fact, I actually asked a developer, and it was funny because he kind of laughed when the way I asked the question, because I asked if there'd been any thought to adding an undo mode, because I didn't see any option for that in the interface. And he said there's been a lot of thought, a lot of discussion about it, but the way that the engine is built and the way that it works, especially with multiplayer, currently prevents them from being able to do unview. I don't know why I'm popping in and out of the camera here. But so the game engine and multiplayer is what's preventing them from being able to put an undo button on build mode, which kind of makes sense to me. And knowing that it's something that they wish they could solve and that they've been talking about is encouraging. I think that for me, with the new features in the build mode, I'm going to need undo mode less because I'm not jumping in and out as much. I can see what I'm trying to do and go back and forth between the buildings a little bit easier. So we'll see how it works out. Justin Risinger, you were traveling from Michigan to Maine. Well, that's a little bit of a drive. Hopefully a drive. Or maybe it's a plane flight. Either way, fair distance to go. Hope you had safe travels. Brian, you're hoping for a Canada map on FS22. I don't think we're going to see one in base game, but I'm sure there's going to be one coming out at some point. There's been a lot of great Canadian maps that have come out for FS19, and so I'm certain that you'll see at least some of those make their way into FS22 at some point. Gaming only modding, this map is not for console. This is a PC only map. Especially this edit of Autumn Oaks, at least, is a PC only version. There is a ton of customization on this map. Oh man, the Detroit airport is kind of hilarious because the terminals are actually incredibly close to each other. But if you get to the wrong terminal, you're in trouble because it takes a solid like 30 minutes to go from one terminal to the other. Oh, and we lost our line here. Oh, we don't have our arm down again. This is a 7810, actually. It's been a sweet little tractor. It's also amusing to me in the Detroit airport how much difference there is between the terminals. So it's a big hub for Delta, and so the terminal that Delta is based out of, the McNamara terminal, is really nice. And then the other one is kind of meh. But yeah, this is the 7810 that Diniz Farms released. I believe there's also a 7800 and a 6000 series, 6010 series of the same. He's got 20 and 30 series tractors released as well, I think. And so he's got kind of all four of those models covered at this point, I want to say. Here, let's get to the end row. I think I've got at least some of them installed. If I bring up the list here, I think they all show up under small. And so I've got the 7000 series. So you've got the two-wheel drive versions of both the 7000 and 7010s. And then you got the front-wheel assist versions. And I've got the 6010 series. And I got the 6020 series installed here because I was playing around with a few different mods. But he's got the 6020s, and I want to say the 7020s, and then a 7030 and an 8030. So lots of really cool small to mid-sized John Deere tractors, depending on your point of view, have come out here lately in kind of this. I'm trying to remember, you know, if this is the like 90s era, 90s, early 2000s era tractors. Nick, I should do a 10-hour stream at 20K. I can barely get through a 2-hour stream right now. I would be speechless for days after that. We might do something a little bit longer than 2 hours, or do something special. Maybe I'll stream every night that week or something. But 10 hours would probably kill me. Justin, great question. I didn't know how many cows this farm would support. So we started with 20 or 22 cows, I guess, technically. And I'm hoping to add on to that. I wanted to space them out a little bit. I didn't want to have everything be at exactly the same stage, because there's a lot of cool mechanics with moving between having calves to heifers to cows on the farm. And so I'm looking forward to playing with those mechanics. And so I wanted to not be dealing with all 20, 30 plus cows birthing at the same time. And so I'm going to kind of space them out a bit and see if we can grow up. The main barn supports 150. And then with all the extra barns and stuff, I mean, I think I could probably have a total of 300 plus cows on this farm in various stages. And so for me, running kind of a small farm here, that felt like a lot of cows. I know I've done that many on other series before, but not with this smaller to medium. I guess this would be medium-sized equipment that I'm running here. So we're going to start with 20, and then I'm going to get into the summer here and probably add another 20, 30 cows. And then we're going to probably wait until we get through the year and see how much feed we actually bring in from harvesting all this stuff that we're putting in the ground. Jacob, you guys got a 7800 front wheel assist? Nice. Yeah, this has been a nice tractor. Free hats for everyone. Derek, I tell you what, maybe not a free hat, but I might actually get Kedrick Farms branded merchandise put on the channel when I get to 20,000. That might be a good milestone to invest in getting some merchandise figured out. I've had a lot of people ask me for getting something going here, so we'll see. Oh, we're crooked. Straighten it out. Plant potatoes. I don't think we'll be running potatoes on this map. No real use for them with a dairy farm. Gaming only modding. Is there any Canadian maps on console? That's a great question. I'm not sure. Harv Bros, you've got a hay shortage on your farm in Ohio? Interesting. I know a lot of places have been dealing with hay shortages and have had to ship hay in from other states. So I've heard of that before. Yeah, it's interesting. So a few people are commenting here, Scorpion's Edge, Godly, Sassy. It's funny is like, I guess I just never really considered doing merchandise before. And so I've had a number of people that have asked about it. And so, I guess why not? I guess I'll have to commit to my logo then at that point, right? I can't change my logo right after I release a bunch of merchandise. So I do like the logo. In fact, I've built a new logo based on that one for something else that I'm working on the side. So I'm kind of committed to it as my brand at this point. So it's finally time to commit to merchandise, I guess. Oh, Brian, you guys are barely getting a second cutting of hay. I know in some areas you're getting like, you could get up to 3 cuts of hay. So not getting 2 would be tough. Farm Sim Jim. That's how you get angry viewers. Although I guess if you have an old logo and then I get really, really big, at some point it becomes collector's item, maybe. Matt, we're definitely going to be planting some corn. Just not yet. It's too early in the year here with seasons to plant corn, so we're getting all of our seeding done for the alfalfa right now. Yeah, I hear, like, there's places out west, in the Northwest especially, that are seeing single-digit bushel yields on things that where they're used to seeing, like, 30 and 40. And so it's crazy how much of a hit some places are taking on crops this year already. So, Daniel Peterson, appreciate the sub there. We did turn our sub notifications back on finally. So we're going to finish up this little slivers that I missed here around the edge of this field. Guys, in Kentucky, you got a really good first cut, but the weather's been hot and no rain, so you're not sure you'll get a second cut in. It's a tough year to be a farmer from the sounds of it in most areas. I mean, here in Michigan, we went from drought to floods. And so you can't win. I mean, not enough rain, now you got too much rain. I mean, the farmers have got to just be pulling their hair out. Harv Bros, you've only got 1 field you can cut out of the 12 fields? That's crazy. South of Holland, west of Germany and Belgium have had huge flooding. I saw the flooding in parts of Germany and Belgium. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see crazy prices, but you're also going to see a lot of struggling farmers too, which you hate to see because there's just not enough corn to go around. Farmer Keat, this is a 7810. This was released by Diniz Farms on Mod Network. So we've got the front wheel assist and the Demco saddle tanks. It's a nice little tractor. Works great for the seeder here. Trying to adjust my camera and drive at the same time. Jacob, we did an equipment tour at the beginning of the live stream here. And so I think you should be able to go back and take a look at it. It'll definitely be posted as a video afterwards. We'll take a look here in a second at a few things. I don't like how spotty that looks, though. Why does that look like that? That's not good. We're going to have a very poor alfalfa coverage there, it looks like, unfortunately. So let's take a quick look at some other things here while I hope that that's not the case. And I'm going to need to plow the rest of our fields before we can plant them. Oh, except for field 30 up here. And so I'm looking at my crop list here, trying to figure out what all we need. And I think rye is the other crop that we could put into the ground right now. And so I'm going to plant rye just because I've never actually planted it before. And we're going to see how that's going to work. TNT Farms, you guys are getting almost 3 cuts of hay. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's just so different depending on what part of the country you're in. Matt, I am planning to plant corn. We're going to plant corn in this big field here that we're plowing to my left. And we're going to plant corn in this strip to my right here. But not until the weather warms up a little bit here. We're playing with seasons, and so we've got to wait till the temperature's a little bit warmer to put our corn in. That's the other nice thing with, we're cutting through the corner of this field because I was watching the monitor. The other nice thing with running the dairy farm like this and having all of these different crops that we need to feed is that I got work I can do here, and then I've got more work I'm going to be doing here, and it's just spread out a lot more. I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting and hay and stuff like that here in the summer, and so there's so many more jobs to be done on a dairy farm that I feel like I'm going to be doing something every day during seasons. So I'm looking forward to that aspect of running this, where it's not going to be just the same thing, the same 3 things I do: plant, spray, harvest, repeat. So Thomas, we're playing with 9-day seasons on this particular map just because there is so much to do with the animals right now, and there's so many new mechanics on this map that I didn't want to miss anything. And so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of time to take my time and get things done. And so we're going to do 9-day seasons. Farmer Keat, I did give you an answer on that. It's a 7810 by Diniz Farms. Jacob, we're not going to be doing a disc bind on this farm. We're going to use the W200 series mower that Polycount just released on this particular map. I've been wanting to put it through its paces, and I haven't had a map that I was running John Deere equipment on that it was a good fit for yet. I've had early access versions that I've showed off in various live streams, but we're going to be using the self-propelled mower on this series. Richie, I think the feed types are going to be the same as they are in 19 if I had to guess. I just think that they are going to change the amounts of feeds that you need based on the type of animal, but I don't think they're going to do any major groundbreaking changes. We might see alfalfa if we're lucky. I didn't see that announced in their crop types, but we did see sorghum getting added. Toby, if it wasn't for irrigation, we wouldn't have anything here. All our corners are burning up. There's 100 yesterday and 101 today. Wow, 105 tomorrow. That's just crazy. 0.3 of a rain since the end of May. That's crazy. We had something like 7 inches of rain in a single day this weekend. On Saturday, during the storms, we had the flash flood warnings. We had 7 inches of rain in one day. It was insane. Ryan, what did I have for dinner? It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday in our house. We always do tacos on Tuesday. Well, it was chicken fajitas, actually, but... every Tuesday. Yeah, Jacob, this would be a good mowing tractor, probably. We usually used a little bit smaller tractors on our mower when we were doing that. We didn't do a lot of cutting, though. Nagi, we're definitely going to be adding that mower to the multiplayer servers now that it's a public mod. It's been killing me to do all of this stuff with other mods on the multiplayer servers when I've had the W200 in my mod folder for a good month or two now. We're slightly missing the edge by the grass here. We're not doing a great job seeding here, folks. Nick Burkle, what would I recommend for a PC to run FS smoothly? That's a great question. My recommendation anytime someone asks me about hardware is that there is an amazing thread on the Giants forum that I always recommend people to check out. Permas Modding, who's a great member of the community and also one of the staff team members, started the thread, I believe, and there's a lot of active people on that thread on the Giants forums, and that is a great place to ask about all things computer hardware related, because there's a lot of factors that go into building a new computer. And so I've kind of hobbled mine together over the years, but I am definitely not the best person to ask at this point. Ryan, we've got a bunch of different crops going in, but I don't think we're going to do any oats or wheat this year. We might do oats or something in that one of the small fields on the other side of the farm there, but we got to plow that ground first. Because we do need some straw. We'll need corn stalks for bedding, but I also need some straw for TMR, I think. So we'll probably do some oats or wheat on one of those fields. Oh, Berkeley. That is not how I would have guessed based on the spelling, so appreciate the correction there. Scorpion's Edge, rotisserie chicken and rice. Nice. We're almost done with all of our seeding here, I think, folks. We've got a lot of planting to do still. I'm hoping that tractor's about done with plowing that field. It looked like most of the up and down rows were done at least. We're going to have one more pass here no matter what I do, so we might as well overlap a smidge, make sure we're not making any gaps. Oh. What do corn stalk bales look like? They should have a separate texture. I know they have on most of the other maps that I've played on, including when Diniz Farms did his edits to Mercer County. So I can't obviously show one until we get to corn harvest here, so that'll be a little while. Farmer Keat, I don't think you'll ever see console get to a point where they're going to get all the mods that you get on PC, because there's a lot of things that you can't do on a mod when it goes to console. There's a lot of limitations that are in place that are outside of even Giant's control. That's something that's enforced upon them by the console manufacturers. So gotta love the strip planting and seeding style. Crops look gorgeous when they're growing like that. I agree, Diniz Farms. I know on my Westby, Wisconsin playthrough, we did something similar, and I just like how it looks. On that particular playthrough, I kind of minimized the grass strip a bit because we weren't really having any use for it. On this one, we're going to mow that grass and turn it into hay. So I'm looking forward to trying to not run over my crops that are growing in between while we're doing all that work. That'll be fun. And it looks like we are almost done. In fact, it looks like he's going around on his first headland pass there. I see a few rocks at the end of this field, so we are going to have to get a rock picker at some point, but I also see a few rocks in the middle of the field, and so it hasn't been just getting dragged up to the back, although it looks like we're running over a few of them. Now, I'm got on a beta version of the Rocky Fields mod, and Thundar made a whole bunch of improvements to it since I last downloaded it, so we're going to update that mod here before we do our next episode. But we're going to have to deal with some of these rocks that are popping up while we're plowing this field, which is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it. Paper farming, I could use F11 to get one? Maybe, but then I wouldn't be able to get rid of it. And I don't know if I have anything to do with a cornstalk bale at the moment, because I don't have any cows anywhere that there's bedding. So I've got to think about that one. Dennis Chapman, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Farmer Keat, you're asking for a PC so you can get mods for Christmas. Nice. Yeah, I actually have an Xbox controller that I use on my PC when I'm making videos so that I can get a more smooth rotation when I'm doing my cutscenes and stuff. Yeah, JNS Farming, or JNS Farms, it does work well, especially with those rolling hills. It's great for keeping the soil erosion down and such. Yeah, FFB Hallman, the Rocky Fields thing is awesome. Thundar did such a great job on that mod. And now what I love about it is he's implemented damage. And so if I don't pick the rocks up and I come back through and I hit it with the planter's going to take damage. And that's just cool. So now it's like, well, I have a rock. I can't just ignore it. I can't cheat and just drag them along to the end of the field with me, or I'm going to start taking a ton of damage. And so I'm going to have to deal with all these rocks that we kick up in the field. And so I can't wait. It'll be fun. ArgZ Gaming, it's always good to see you, sir. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, I'm horrible at self promotion here, but if you're enjoying the stream, drop a like. It helps the channel out immensely. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily farm sim content. We've had a few small breaks here over the last month with everything going on this summer, but we are posting videos every day or live streaming on days that we don't post videos. So I live stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. And we post videos every other day. Every day that we're not live streaming. So 5 days a week. Goodness. Can't even talk right tonight. Stark Farms, am I going to get FS22? Absolutely. I have already pre-ordered multiple copies of the game. We've got a collector's edition coming, which I'm not sure I'm going to use. And then I have a Steam version pre-ordered. And so if I decide that I'm not interested in the collector's edition, I might do a giveaway or something for that. Because I'm not entirely sure I need a USB beacon light. So, do I have a rock picker, or do you have to pick the rock up? So there's a couple of ways you can do it. Let's run out here to the field real quick. See if I can find a rock. Seems like there's quite a few dragged down to the end of the field here. And so the first way is, yes, you can actually pick these rocks up, which I think is pretty cool. If I turn... I've got it set up so I can't see my hand, but you can pick a rock up, you can throw a rock. Let's put it over here. And so you could do it by hand and throw them into the back of a truck, which would be cool, but it'd also take a while. You can scoop them up with the bucket of a tractor, and then anything that has a fill level on it, like a tractor bucket or a trailer, you can have it auto pick up. So all you have to do is drive next to it and it'll automatically pick it up and toss it into that trailer or bucket. And then hopefully I'll have an actual rock picker here soon. So something else I'm working on behind the scenes. Toby Neal, you pre-ordered your Steam version of FS22 tonight. Awesome. Yeah, we do need to fix the lighting here. At the start of every stream, my lighting goes crazy. And I've got plenty of lighting here, but the camera has a problem. So it's really, I need a better camera in my recording studio here rather than the other way around. Something like that. There we go. Now you guys can see me better. It's crazy how every time I start OBS, my camera goes away. Toby, I'm going to break a window. I'm going to break my back. So, getting old. I can't be lifting those big, heavy rocks anymore. So let's see here. So we were looking at the map here. I think I've got the seeding that we wanted to do done for the most part. We've got our alfalfa, our triticale, we've got our rye. When do I plant silage corn? I think silage corn is in the late spring alongside the regular corn. All of our soybeans are going to get planted a bit later. And so I guess wheat or oats would be the other thing that I need to plant, which I was going to plant over here. But this field needs to get plowed here. So let's jump over here into our ripper. We've got a few rounds left on this field here. In fact, let's pop open. Courseplay says we've got another 11 minutes to go on taking the headlands off on this field. So as soon as that's done, we'll be able to get over onto that other field that we need to plow up. And so I think since we're... I'm thinking oats is a seeder thing, so we definitely need the seeder hooked up here still. What we need to do is get a power washer, because that seeder is dirty. So I think I'm going to try and squeeze a power washer right in the front of the shed here. Oh. I think this is going to be the best place for it. I think I'm going to put it right in front here like so. Perfect. Yeah, Toby, that's a good point. I also need to toss some weights on the front of that 8R. That's going to require a trip into the shop, though, so we're going to hold off on that until we're done with that field at least. Stark Farms, you just broke your collarbone? That sounds like no fun. I'm currently dealing with a hernia. I'm going in for surgery a week from Friday to get that taken care of finally. And so that's been a pain in my side, literally, or groin, I should say, for quite a while now. And so I'm looking forward to getting that dealt with. It makes sitting at the computer a bit tough. Godly devil, I need to hire a makeup person. There you go. I don't think anybody's here to stare at my face that much, so We'll just put the hat back on and cast a shadow over my face. Yeah, Farmer Keat, FS22 with the gears not being a mod is looking good. Derek, yeah, see, that's the thing, is like I can't win with this camera because I changed one setting and now it's like super bright, right? And then the auto settings just don't work out really well. I've got a couple of audio video people in my staff channel. And so it's funny is that they're always giving me feedback, and then we get offline, we get it all squared away, and then I start the next stream and everything goes crazy. Yeah, Ryan, it sucks getting old. That's all I'll say. All right, so we need to plant... I think I said I was going to do oats over here, only because Pleasant View Farms, he's not here right now. He had to take off early, but he's been a longtime community member, and he posted a video on his YouTube channel of real-life farming. He farms in Ohio, and they were cutting oats here yesterday, I think, so it was kind of cool to see a real-life video of someone harvesting oats. Got it in my head. So we're going to drag this thing out here into the field that we're going to put the oats in. I think we're going to put them in this larger field of the two that we've got down here, because I need a bit of straw, and this will be the easiest way, I think, to get quote-unquote regular straw. And if I look at this in the menu, technically I need to plow this, but I don't think I'm going to bother. We got so many other fields to plow. We're going to take just a little bit of a FS19 crop hit to this and just ignore that for the time being, I think, because we got so many other things to get done here that I don't want to be sitting here waiting on one tractor to plow everything up for us. So I'm going to take a pass all the way around this field, and then we're going to maybe try and use some GPS to cut across this at an angle. Henry Zimmerman, most asked question of the stream. This is a 7810 by Diniz Farms. It's released on Mod Network. It's got both 30-inch and 36-inch row tire spacings, if that's your thing, as well as these nice Demco side tank mounts. The tanks themselves are a separate mod, but it's set up to handle them. And Farmer Keat, I believe they are going to release the Mac brand on console. So you're going to be able to get a Mac-branded semi-truck on console. They have confirmed that during FarmCon, I believe. Cameras in the trees, can't see where I'm going. And so if you like the 7810, he's also got a 7800 series, a 6000 series, I think it's a 6000 series. So there's a 6010 and a 6020 at least. There's a 7030 and an 8030 series tractor that he's released now. So he's got a lot of them going up. The liquid fert volume is showing the total out of all of my tanks. So I've got 2 tanks in the front is 1 fill volume, and then the 2 tanks on the seeder itself are a separate fill volume. But as long as there's something in both of them, FarmSim combines them together for me. So this is the 76% of my capacity between the 2 sets of tanks. And let me get turned around here real quick. Maybe we'll do a GPS track down this way, and then I'll jump in cab here find my GPS buttons. There we go. If we jump in cab here, for those that are admiring this tractor, it looks really good. You've got a nice dash here with working gauges and such. You've got pretty fine details. You got warning stickers. You got a radio, so it looks pretty good. No complaints here. And then if I turn my HUD back on, I'm trying to remember. It doesn't look like I've got any big options. I don't have any mouse controls or anything in this thing, but I can fold and unfold my warning hazard light type deals, so indicators, whatever they're called. Let's see here. Get set back up on the planter. All right, let's see if we can turn back in with our GPS here. Uh-oh. I didn't like something there. My wheels turned. Aha, steering wheel got me. There we go. I knew it was working. Toby, I agree. They talked about the gears, but they didn't actually show them off. I wish I had seen that a little bit better. Hyperwolf, how do those front Demco tanks work? You've never seen this kind of setup in real life, or just in Farm Sim? In Farm Sim, it's just a separate attachment mod, and there's an attacher point built onto the tractor. You can see that plate kind of right on the frame there. And so you just drive in between the tanks. In fact, let me see if I can dump them off. So the tanks are completely separate here. They just pop off. It's a little wonky taking them off on a hill like this. And then all you do is you drive up in between them and attach them right to the tractor. And then in theory, there's a hose that runs under the tractor and back to your implement with the fertilizer in it. To kind of pump that fertilizer back. And so we used to do this. Oops, got to turn it back on though. There we go. So we used to use a setup kind of like this on our farm back in the day all the time to augment the liquid fertilizer, because the little tanks on the back of the planter or the sprayer are just not that big, and you'd be refilling your liquid fertilizer all the time. So yeah, Nick, the AI helper stuff is kind of the big question mark, right? There's that push the button to get the menu, and they've talked about how excited they are for it, but they didn't show it off, so I can't wait to see that. Oh no, Hyperwolf, yep, this is just a capacity increase, so they just hold liquid, so either liquid fertilizer or herbicide. And so when I'm spraying later, I have a 3-point mounted sprayer that doesn't actually have any capacity of its own, so it's going to be pulling from these Demco tanks when I go to start spraying herbicide on my crops. Andrew Monson, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was surprised, Farmer Keat, kind of to your comment, how many things that Giants showed off without talking about during the FarmCon, right? Getting to see that there's going to be Meridian bins and augers was not something they talked about. It just happened to be on the screen, right? The gears thing they kind of talked about, but not a lot. I'm trying to think, there was some other things. On day 2, they showed off strawberries without talking about it. That was kind of a cool, like, secret feature. There's just a bunch of little things that they kind of showed off. Looks like our 8R finally finished with the plowing. So Diniz Farms, I really hope that GPS comes at some point, but they said specifically there will be no GPS in FS22 during the question and answer segment. And so I would be surprised to see that they flat out lied about it. I think they would have just been more dodging the question if that was the case, but they have said that there's not going to be a base game GPS. So I think it's just going to be a little bit smarter is all. Forward Ag, welcome to the stream. It's always good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Hope the release of your KC6000 mod was a success. I know a lot of people in the community here were looking forward to that. I've enjoyed it a lot. Nick, so I don't know that it's going to be anything near as advanced as course play. What I think would be cool is if they did have an option for like skip rows for the helper, because that I feel like would be easy enough for them to put in. But I don't know. They were very, very dodgy when anybody asked about that in any of the Q&A sections. So I feel like they're going to do a big announcement about it, just not yet. Yeah, Nagi, exactly. GPS is great if you want to actually be the one behind the wheel. AI helpers of any kind, even course play, are kind of suspect at times. Yeah, Farmer Keith, the augers are going to be there for everybody in FS22. It's part of base game. Stark Farms, I have no idea how long we're going to be live streaming today. We're already past our 2-hour mark, so we'll see how it goes. We've got to at least finish this field. I hate stopping a stream in the middle of a job. I have to say, I like the drawbar on this tractor as well. Very American style, you know, hitch where it comes out past the back of the tires so you can actually turn around without running into your implement. Yeah, Forward Ag, exactly. Like, I'm a big fan of bins. I do wish, I hope, I'm not holding my breath, but I hope they're the GTX style bins where they only hold one crop type. Like, that would be awesome. Because, like, this map, you know, and kudos to Diniz Farms because he's actually got some cool functionality on these bins because he's got the dryer fans on them so that they're going to work like they're going to dry the crop some, which is somewhat realistic. But that means they're a global company, which means they're also not capable of only holding the one crop at a time. And so it's a trade-off right now in Farm Sim, right? You kind of get... You have to pick and choose what feature set you want unless you're going to custom script them all yourself. So I'm a big fan of having only one crop be possible per bin. I think it's way more realistic and a lot more fun. Oh, yeah. See, I haven't tried North Dryer yet. I saw that, but I want to give that a shot. Because it's a placeable now. Yeah, Hyperwolf, we had a really bad storm Saturday night and 4 tornadoes in the area. And so the damage from that storm is what took the power out. It's funny, though, is we had power up until, you know, Sunday morning, and then it went out. So that was unexpected. We thought that since the storm was over, we were fine, but it turns out there was a bunch of damage, and that damage eventually caused everything to go down. Tim Maslin, what's the best multi-farm map for multiplayer? That's a interesting question. It depends on a lot of factors. If you want to do animals, if you're, you know, looking to do more general farming, how many people. A lot of my favorites are, you know, the bigger 4X maps for that reason. But if performance is a concern where, you know, maybe you've got some players that are on, you know, not top end hardware, you've got to kind of think about what map is going to work performance wise. I find Midwest Horizon is one of the stablest 4X maps I've ever played on from a frame rate perspective. If you're looking for, you know, big maps and you don't care about performance, you've got, you know, and not to say that they're bad performing maps, but it's not your number one concern. You got lots of great maps. Medicine Creek, Flint Hills, Oklahoma. A lot of the MRG maps have a bunch of farms, even though they're 1X maps. Like Marksville, we've been playing on our multiplayer server for a long time. American Life of Farming's actually got a lot of farms on it and is a lot of fun, although it's a little bit of a struggle to get working on multiplayer. And then you've got maps like Peace River that I just did a map review on not too long ago. That's got a ton of farms on it. Yeah, there you go. Forward Ag beat me to it. Stratton, what's my favorite tractor? Mod-wise, that would be the 8RX. I love that tractor. It's an awesome tractor. Yeah, if you've got decent machines and decent connectivity and you want a big map, Tim, Peace River would be worth checking out. That's got a ton of really big fields where you can work together on them. But Medicine Creek could probably be my go-to, or Flint Hills. Flint Hills is a good map. I love Flint Hills. Ford Egg, always love when you stop by. Have a good one, sir. All right, we got all of the oats planted now, so we've got something set up here for straw after the fact. Run this back up to the farm and check on this course play driver. Yeah, Peace River, Tim, that's a map by Camille Mapping. You do have to get on his Facebook group. I did a Canadian map tour video a few weeks back. If you check that out, there's a link to that map in the description of that video. Zach, a picture of my gaming setup on Facebook. I've posted that on the YouTube community tab here a while back, but it has moved around significantly, so I could definitely do something to show it off here at some point. It keeps evolving. I keep moving things around in my office, so I would have to clean things up just a little bit. And yeah, I could post a picture of that at some point. We're washing this thing for the second time today because I didn't think I was going to plant oats. Ryan, plant beans. It is not warm enough to plant beans. All right. That's all washed up. Let's just pull this thing out of the way because I'm going to get that tillage tractor. I'm going to get that tillage tractor moved over to the other field, I think, here real quick is what we're going to do. So let's park this thing right in the middle of the yard, block the driveway. It's all good. And we're going to run all the way down here and grab this guy and see what's what. Let's think. Stop driver. Burning up the fuel here. We've got to plow this section in the middle here. I'm kind of curious how much of a pain this is going to be to do manually. So maybe we'll give that a shot here, at least to start. This is such a narrow ripper compared to what I'm used to using. And so I'm curious how many paths this is going to take. Now, I can probably... Oh, that's right. We need to put some weights on the front of this thing. All right, let's see here. Everybody close your eyes for a second. Weights. Boom. Full stack of weights. Although, did it ruin my... Nope. Still in 30s. There's my hitch. See, it's like weird stuff like that, that it was there and now it's not. Like, where's my GPS? I've got to flip all the things to get them to come back on. And they're Moors, they're not mirrors. I think that's good. There we go. Look at that. Weights. All right. Oh, I disconnected our tillage equipment there. But now we're all set. So let's see what's gonna happen here. I could use a ripper that's just slightly wider than this, but I didn't want to go all the way up to the big 2730 because this thing would never pull it. I gotta put this tire over on the edge a little bit more here. So let's get the GPS going because this part at least is going to be nice and straight. There we go. All right, so we got the things. Lone Hail, have a good night. Appreciate you coming in for the stream. Zachary, you love GPS. What can you get that to work? This is a PC-only mod. It's on the Mod Hub, though. I think it's called Guidance Steering, technically. And the Millennial Farmer map is my, I'll say my mod testing map that I stream on. So when I get new mods that I want to go play around with, I'll probably do some more on the Millennial Farmer map. Yeah, J&S Farms, the big thing for FS22 is the cultivating, I agree. I'm looking forward to having the different ground texture types available for that. I don't know that I was a big fan of the base game ground textures, but I know that modders will do awesome things with those. And we've got a rock, so the basket traps the rock. That's one thing. I'm hoping the updated version from Thundar resolves that problem. I didn't think this one was rated to need that much to pull it, Toby. I mean, ignore the in-game rating, because I think the in-game rating is something really small. But I thought this was built to... Like, I thought a 7R could pull something like this. This is only 12 feet. Hyper Wolf, the reason that the grass strips are there... there's a few reasons, but the big one is soil erosion. And so you see this a lot in real farms in the area where they'll do strips like this anytime that they've got what do you call it, hills or slopes. And so you've got to kind of be thoughtful of where the water's going to run when you get lots of rain, so that it doesn't erode your soil and your soil doesn't wash away. And so the grass kind of helps keep things together. Contours, thank you. I knew there was a word for it. Oh, we're getting all over the place here. We're going to actually back up and fix that a little bit. So it's one of those things where the upgrade to guidance steering would be to not just record an A/B track, but to have it record the path you actually take all the way down the field, and then set up to let you do an offset from that. That would be cool. So I could actually record my one single path around that, and then have guidance steering offset me one way or the other from there. Oh, trees, come on, out of the way. I can't see where I'm going. I gotta put my tire right on the edge there because this thing is pretty much exactly as wide as my tractor with the duals on it. Diniz Farms, I agree. That's everything I saw with FS22 was a step forward from FS19. I didn't see anything where I really felt like they were stepping backwards. Definitely felt like a improvement. But yeah, Jacob, I agree. Like GPS, like I understand why you can't get a course play out there for all platforms. But GPS on all platforms would be cool. I could see them actually getting to that point at some point. Yeah, Derek, I think that's how auto steer works in general for, you know, any... It's not like real fields are all straight, so you've got to have some ability to follow a contour. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this fall actually getting to go out and do some tillage. Somebody I know just got a brand new 9RT and a 2730 Ripper, I want to say, that I'm going to get to at a minimum ride around in, if not take a few turns at driving. Although by driving I mean sitting behind the steering wheel while auto steer does its thing, but you know, it'll be fun. There'll be some pictures, some video. It'll be good times. Oh, I heard a rock. I've got my camera zoomed in too far to actually see the rock. There she be. And so I've got this, most of this half is pretty straight. So the question being, where's my GPS track? It's off a bit. Let me check a couple of things, because I think this thing is suffering from the same problem that what do you call it, suffered from courseplay. It thinks that this implement is a lot wider than it is, so I need to edit something in the XML for this, but we're going to attempt to fix this real quick. And so, since auto width doesn't work, I happen to know this thing is about 12.6 feet, I think. Let's try that and see what it looks like. I think that's going to look a lot better. And I'm liking it. That looks pretty much spot on. Sometimes you just gotta set it all up yourself. Diniz Farms, your only gripes were 3-day seasons being locked in and no crop destructive weather. Yeah, I get the weather thing is something that part of me wants to see, but it'd also have to be an option that you could turn it off. I'm missing a strip here, but since it's GPS and I'm on my track, I don't want to mess it up. I'll be the pilot in command, exactly. Toby, you don't like all the little fields on the new American map? I agree, but also at the same time, they even said it themselves at one point. There's a lot of those fields that'll be very easy to combine into one bigger field. You know, it's just going to take getting a plow out real quick and hitting those when you first start the game. And so I do think from that perspective that the flexibility, if you want to play small fields, you can do that. And for those of us who want a more realistic, larger field American experience, you're going to be able to plow those together and get some bigger fields pretty easily too. So minor inconvenience. We're going to take a couple of headland passes off here. See if we can avoid tipping this tractor over. It looked like I was bringing a wheel up off the ground for a second there. Don't hit the pole. Whew, that was close. All right, let's see here. Right back into our GPS track. Loving it. So seasons in FS22 is 3 days. Yes, sir. Out of the box, 3 days only. They have said that modders are going to be able to change that. In fact, it was funny, by the third day of FarmCon, they were actually kind of, I wouldn't say backpedaling so much as acknowledging that the community has been heard and that they're going to look into what they can do to add an option to expand the days. But they did say that that's something that would not make it into the launch of the game. So at least, you know, it sounds like they're listening. They're definitely acknowledging when the community says, yeah, we really don't like that. So I got to give them props for that. Hey, Joe, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right, well, we are well past time tonight. I think we're going to start winding up the stream here, folks. It is 11:30 here already, and I want to make sure that we've got a video out tomorrow as well, so I've got a little bit of work I need to do on that. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight's stream. If you have, drop a like. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We do daily realistic style farming content here on the channel. And we're going to be doing some more episodes of Autumn Oaks this week. We're going to be doing an episode on Oklahoma this week. And trying to also get another episode on Mercer County at some point this week. So lots of goodness going on with our series on various channels. And on Thursday's live stream, we've got something new and different planned, so stay tuned for an announcement about that, probably Thursday morning. I want to make sure we got all the details ironed out, but we're going to be streaming on Thursday evening with the members, trying out something new, so hop on over at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. here to check out that stream. That said, hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening, and or if you're already on the other side of the ocean here, that you're having a great day so far. And we'll catch you next time. Well, that's all for today. Kedrick out.